Okay, so having lifted the link to pin 1 and taken the leads directly via the resistor to pin 2 of the EL84s, this has reduced the DC issue by about 50%. However, I am still measuring DC on the master volume pot. Now, I don't want to overemphasize the severity of this issue, because it isn't severe, and many people probably, having built this amp, wouldn't have even noticed there was an issue. I tried to capture the scratchiness on my camera, and I had to put the phone or the microphone right next to the speaker to hear it. But of course I can hear it. The studio area I use is very, very quiet, very little ambient noise, and so I was very aware of it. But so I want to go to the plan B and institute this DC blocking mod that Modulus have provided. So this is what I'll be doing now. The 1 meg resistors will be removed, and the wires taken off of the wiper, and then the capacitors, 247 nanofarads, will be placed in between the wiper and the purple wires, and a resistor, then a 220k resistor between the negative side and the wire as well. So that's what we'll be doing shortly. I have to also emphasize that I didn't get the issue with JJ valves, JJ EL84s. I also didn't get the issue with my Golden Dragon Chinese EL84s, and you may be wondering why I don't just use those. As I put them in to measure the DC, I thought I'd also measure their matching, and I was rather disappointed to find out that in some cases they were over 20% difference. There was a 20% difference in the dissipation of the valves. So what I would actually call not a matched pair at all. And that is across the board with all my EL84 pairs. I've got a Golden Dragon quad, 2 JJ supposedly matched pairs. However, the Sovtek matched pairs I do have are within 2% dissipation of each other. So they're by far better matched than any of the other match pairs I have available to me. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing the DC blocking, is because I basically don't want to invest in any more valves. And indeed, it does actually raise concerns over some of the other match pairs I've got from some of these suppliers. I have got 3 match pairs of EL34s and 3 match pairs of 6v6 GTs from one of the suppliers and another of the suppliers that supplied these other EL84 supposedly balanced tubes. So I'm not too hopeful that those will actually end up that well balanced. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on and sort out this Should have used a bigger bit of heat shrink on here. Never mind, we'll manage to get it over, I'm sure. Don't want to see me doing that, so I'll just pause and do it. So heat shrink's in place. Bit of bacon. I'll snip off the excess wire here. A quick check on those joints. Nothing touching that shouldn't be touching. Everything fine. Probably pop those down there out the way. And we are done. Okay. So that's the grid blocking modification done. As stated earlier, this is specifically so I can carry on using the Sovtek EL84s I've got, as they are the best pairs of balanced tubes I have, whereas all the other pairs of EL84s that I've got, I wouldn't actually call them matched at all, which is sadly disappointing. Anyway, now I'm going to take this down and check and see if it has fully resolved the problem. I'll be reporting back later. Just a quick update on the my so-called disappointment on the unmatched tubes. Now, I usually measure the bias of my valves using the voltage drop across the primary output transformer, which is, I believe, the most accurate way of doing it. If you use the voltage drop across the cathode resistor method, then you end up averaging the two valves, and they would just basically turn out as appearing a bit hot because the difference between the two is, as I said, averaged. Using a bias probe like this, this is the closest matched pair of JJs I've got, and they are measuring 36 milliamps and 39 milliamps, whereas the Sovtek's measured 36 and 36 on this bias probe set when I plugged it in. This equates to, remember, this is the closest matched pair of JJs in my two pairs I've got, and this equates to nearly 13 watts of dissipation on one and 11.5 watts of dissipation on the other, whereas the two Sovteks, the worst I got was 11.5 and 11.4 watts of dissipation. So, as I say, I'm not too... If this was a fixed biased amp, I could do something about it. But here, if I were to put these JJs in, I would have to up the value of the cathode resistor. And then if I put another pair in, I'd have to change the value of the cathode resistor to bring it down to average under the 12 watts. So this is one of the reasons why I'm sticking with the Sovteks, is because they are just a more nicely balanced pair of valves. And I have got another pair I can use as well, which are almost as well balanced. So I can say that the DC voltage on the master volume pot has been resolved. I can continue now using the Sovteks that I like because they are so closely matched, and I may have to run another set of tests on actually using all the 6v6 match pairs I've got, and I haven't got the EL34 amp at the moment, but certainly I can check the matching of the 6v6 GTs that I've been sold as match pairs and see how those work out.